Morning, guys. So I have an Aldi Instacart food shopping haul for you. I had to order my groceries through Instacart this week because Amazon Fresh had 0 delivery windows due to the snowstorm that we had this past weekend. Unfortunately, Aldi's delivery was a complete failure. So I ordered these groceries, as you can see, on January 31st. I got them yesterday, the 4th, 5 days. So the food that you are going to see is what we were meant to be eating this week, which we will be eating into next week. And also there were a few fails in the selections of things, and I'll point those out as I get to them. But here's a receipt in case anyone wants to see what I paid for anything. So the reason this post-it note is there because they actually have a photo of one of the delivery people, because I ordered from Aldi and one of my local supermarkets. But for some reason, when you print out the receipt from Instacart, you get a combined receipt with the name of only one delivery person. So there, I ordered from Aldi and from ShopRite, both on January 31st. Okay, I understand we had a snowstorm, but I don't understand this much of a delay. Regardless, here's the receipt. So this was something that I had wanted for a recipe that I was going to be making, which is fine that I didn't get it because we were meant to be having it earlier this week. Smoked salmon. So they did not have that at Aldi's. And so how they organize this receipt, excuse the dry hands, I need to lotion, yes, I know. How they organize the receipt is that first they tell you what they couldn't find or what they had to replace, and then they go into the things that they did find at the store. So that was another replacement. My daughter requested some chocolate, and she's been very good, so I decided to get it for her. And I had wanted one of Aldi's 3-wick candles in the white almond scent, and they didn't have it, so I had them replace it with one that's vanilla bean scented, and I'll show that to you. This was a fail. So I needed Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. The store didn't have this particular brand, and rather than the shopper contacting me and saying, hey, we don't have this one, is there another one that you want, he just refunded it and then went and checked out without telling me anything. And then when I messaged him through the app and I said, hey, why did you refund that without telling me so that I could pick something else, he responded, and I swear to you, this is no joke, word for word, because the app was quote unquote bothering me. Okay. Wanted parsley root because I'm making a chicken soup today, and they didn't have it. That's fine. He did contact me about that, and I just told him, no, forget it. So here is everything that I got from Aldi, if you guys want to pause it and see what I paid for anything. So as you can see, the reason I got 2 portions of the trout, and you'll see that I get 2 of them, is because when I make dinner, I make enough for us to have leftovers for lunch the next day. So you'll see that sometimes I'll get multiples of one item. Oops, sorry about that, guys. See, there's another thing that I got a multiple of. And now we're moving into the things that I got from the other supermarket. Now, how they classify olive oil under household and not pantry is beyond me, but that's Instacart for you. And And in total, I spent, and remember that as the week kept going by, I had to add more and more stuff because we were running low. So I just said, you know what, I have this open order. Let me just add more stuff. I spent $219.13. Ridiculous. Oh, wow. I saved $1.69. Woohoo. And I did add a generous tip for the 2 delivery people because, you know, it was snowing. We did have a lot of snow out there. They did have to travel to the store and to my house. They did pick out my groceries for me, so I felt that they deserved a little extra. And so there you go, $219.13. So let's get on with this haul. So for non-food items, let's put this over here. I saw these. I don't have any plants in my house. I wanted plants in my house. That's my only excuse. They were $12.99 each. Yes, a bit of an expense, but I didn't realize how big these things are going to grow. So this is called a Sansevieria, and it grows to 18 to 36 inches. 36 inches. That's over 2 feet tall. This thing is going to be huge, but that's nothing compared to this one, which I saw the leaves and I said, oh, that's so pretty. And it's called the fiddle leaf fig. However, little did I know that this grows to 6 feet tall. 6 feet tall, 2 meters. That's going to be humongous. But nevertheless, it is beautiful. I like it. They look they're going to look beautiful in my living room, which is where they're going. They're easy to care for. You just water them, wait for the soil to dry out, and then you water them again. And they need indirect sunlight. So they don't even have to be on a windowsill. You can just put them maybe on an end table or a coffee table that's near a window. And that's exactly where I'm planning to put them. But I love the leaves. I think they're just so beautiful. Oh, they need to be dusted. We'll take care of that later. But I love them, and I thought that they would look beautiful in my living room. I don't have very many plants except for 2 small Christmas cactuses that I purchased back in December at Christmas, which I can show you later if you'd like. Non-food items, again, the vanilla bean candles that I told you about, and these smell incredible. The only thing I don't like is, to me, it seems that soy-based candles burn out faster than beeswax candles. Maybe that's me, maybe it's all in my head, but that's what it seems like to me. Also, lady bits here. For dairy, I have, this is another Instacart fail. Remember the drama with the Parmesan cheese from the other supermarket? So I said, okay, let me go to Aldi's because I know that they have, it's not the original, you know, imported from Italy, but it's still Parmesan. I requested Parmesan. They sent me Asiago. The guy just, I guess, picked up the wrong cheese. Feta cheese, a tub of feta cheese crumbles. This is for a couple of recipes that I had planned for this week. Eggs, string cheese for my daughter as a snack, chia seeds, and then for fruit and veg, Meyer lemons. That's it really in the way of fruit. The lemons are for a chicken soup that I'm making for dinner tonight. 2 things of zucchini for the Mediterranean zucchini boats. Again, something that was on the meal plan. And I'll show you the meal plan once I'm done showing you the groceries. A tub of baby spinach, scallions or green onions, whatever it is you like to call them, sweet onions. And I got the sweet onions because I realized that I'm not a really big fan of yellow onions. I find them to be not as tasty as sweet onions, and when I cut them, my eyes kill me. I've never had this problem cutting any other onion except yellow onion. I don't have a problem with red onions. I don't have a problem with sweet onions or any other onions except yellow onion. And so I like sweet onions anyhow. Golden potatoes, which I guess are the Aldi version of Yukon Golds, which is for the Greek lemon potatoes, which I was meant to be making this week, but didn't. 2 things of tilapia. 2 things of steelhead trout. Again, remember, I buy double portions because I like to make enough for dinner and for lunch the next day, and there just isn't enough in one bag to do that. Boneless, skinless chicken thighs, chicken drumsticks for the Mediterranean feta chicken that I made last week. My daughter requested it again this week. We really liked it, so I was meant to be making it again this week, but that's not exactly how it worked out, but they will be saved for next week. The milk chocolate that my daughter requested, dark chocolate for myself, because believe it or not, there is such a thing as chocolate that's good for you, and this is it. The darker, the better. So that's it for Aldi's, and next we'll move on to ShopRite, which is a local grocery store, for non-food items, mouthwash. And this is what I say, this is what I mean when I say Instacart shoppers don't really care. Look at that bottle, completely deformed. It was probably on the shelf like that, and they just picked it up. So, you know, Instacart bills itself as this company that, oh, we shop the way you would if you were in the store. No, that's not true, because if I was in the store, I would have never touched that bottle. I would have left it on the shelf and looked for another one. And you'll see that in one other thing that I'm going to show you. Cat litter deodorizer, Aldi, and then for fruit and veg, not very much. So I have white turnips for the soup, a parsnip also for the soup, and here is another instance of the shoppers not really caring. There are a lot of dead leaves on this basil plant. So I decided that I want to try and grow a little herb garden, and I picked this up to start it off with, and that's a basil plant. And as you can see, there are a lot of dead, dried out leaves. I wouldn't have picked this. I would have left it there and looked for a better one. So Instacart, don't tell me that your shoppers are the same as me, myself, going into the store and picking out my groceries, because that's not true. And this is just a small sampling. I mean, there have been times when what I've gotten from Instacart I had to throw away. And I've contacted them more times than I can count about the level of fail in terms of the groceries that were picked by their shoppers. A box of Blue Diamond almond flour crackers, or multi-seed crackers. 2 things of dill for the soup, basil also for the soup, orzo for the soup, pine nuts. I was meant to be making this with asparagus. I'll probably make it next week. Capers, smoked paprika, olive oil spray, and then finally, half gallon of, this was something new, macadamia nut milk. We wanted to try it because we do drink almond milk, and we drink oat milk, so we wanted to try the macadamia nut milk. And then finally, coffee creamer. So there you have it. That's all I got for last week's meal plan, which I will be using next week. Excuse me. For this week's meal plan, which I will be using next week. Oh, by the way, guys, got a new blender. This thing is awesome. Awesome. And it is called the Breville. Let me bring you in close. The Breville Fresh and Furious. Best thing ever. And it was reasonably priced at $199 on Amazon. And when you compare that to some of the other blenders that cost upwards of $500, this thing beats them all. So there you go. That's it. And now let me show you the meal plan that was meant to be for next week, half of which we will be having next week. Okay, guys, so here's the meal plan that I had planned out for this week, most of which, since I already have the groceries, we'll be having next week. Not a big deal. Stuff happens. So for Monday, now that I have the blender, I was going to be making smoothies for the week, but that didn't work out because I didn't get all the ingredients in. Okay, so for dinner, Monday we were meant to be having shrimp and chicken rice pilaf. Tuesday it was going to be baked tilapia with Greek lemon potatoes. Wednesday, lemon feta chicken with Mediterranean baked zucchini boats. Thursday, trout almandine with spinach and pine nuts. Friday, which is today, lemony chicken orzo soup, which I am going to be making. Saturday, takeout, because we do like to order takeout every once in a while. And Sunday, fettuccine smoked salmon with basil pesto. And that was and is the meal plan. I mean, we'll have Friday, Saturday, Sunday dinners. I'm probably gonna cook something for tomorrow, maybe, because we did have takeout last night. And that's it. I mean, you can see there I even scheduled lunches, breakfast, the whole thing. And it didn't quite work out that way. Thank you very much, Mother Nature, but that's all right. Everything that is here will be eaten next week. And that's all I got. Hey guys, so I have another food haul for you. Now, originally I was going to make this a separate video, but then I realized that it didn't really make that much sense to do that because this isn't a full proper shop. This is just supplemental because last week we had that huge snowstorm and our food delivery got severely delayed, and so the meal plan just went out the door. And so most of what I had from the last shop is going to be eaten this week, and this is just stuff that I purchased to supplement like the 2 days or 3 days that we needed extra food for because we ran out of certain things. Anyway, so here's my receipt, and once again there were some Instacart fails and I will point them out. And yes, again, I had to order from Instacart because I don't know what's going on with Amazon Fresh, but their first available delivery for this week would have been Thursday, and normally I wouldn't have had a problem with it, but because of the issue that we had last week, if I'd waited until Thursday, then we would have run out of food. There wouldn't have been anything left in the house to eat. So here's my receipt. And again, multi-page receipt. This seems to be a thing with these shopping services. It's not just something that's exclusive to Instacart. So here's one of their fails. They said that the store was out of the boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and they replaced it with Kirkwood frozen chicken breasts. But lo and behold, I find boneless, skinless chicken thighs in the bag. Not mad at that, but just goes to show you exactly where their mindset is. These shoppers, I don't know what's going through their heads, but they're just grabbing and going without really paying very much attention or care to the quality of the items that they're picking, or even just watching what they're picking. And you know what, next time if I have to get another Instacart shop, I'm going to insert photos of exactly how little they care and when they're packing the stuff, because that altogether is a nightmare. For example, I ordered bananas. Number one, they're completely green, but that's neither here nor there. They'll sit on the counter and turn yellow. But they were at the bottom of the bag with these 2 containers of chicken broth over top of them. And I mean, I don't know what's going on. What am I going to do? I don't have a choice. But I will always choose Amazon Fresh over Instacart any day of the week. So back to the receipt so that this video isn't 10 hours long. So in case any of you want to see what I paid for anything, you can just pause it and have a look. And always keep in mind that the prices that you see on this receipt will be higher than what you will pay if you go into the store to purchase anything that you see here. Another fail there, I'll point that out. Another fail. And so in total, I paid a whopping $133.08. Ridiculous. $133 for what you're about to see is ridiculous. But again, that's Instacart, and Instacart rips you off. So here's the meal plan for this week. Monday, shrimp, chicken, and rice pilaf. The recipe for this is just shrimp rice pilaf, but I told you my daughter doesn't eat shrimp, so I add some chicken into the rice for her. And what I'll do is because the chicken takes longer than the shrimp to cook, I will season the chicken and then I will partially cook it in the pan and then continue on with the recipe. Tuesday, baked tilapia and Greek lemon potatoes. Wednesday, lemon feta chicken and Mediterranean baked zucchini boats. We really, really love that. And that's going to be in our rotation constantly because my daughter just loved it. Trout, almondine, and spinach with pine nuts is on Thursday. Friday, we have lemony chicken soup because it's just that kind of weather here lately. Saturday is always takeout day. My daughter likes takeout. I do too. It saves me on cooking. And you know what? Once in a blue moon is fine. Once a week is fine. And honestly, on Saturday, I really don't have that much time to cook because Saturdays, I have a weekly Zoom meeting, not business related, just, friend catch-up time. It's really the only way we can get together anymore. And then Sunday, we have fettuccine with smoked salmon and in a basil pesto sauce. And that's a new recipe, and also the trout is a new recipe. And yeah, the baked tilapia is also new recipes, so I'll let you know how they are on the nights that I make them. And look, I even managed to fill out lunch, which is just leftovers, but I said, you know what, let me just fill it out anyhow. Okay, so let's crack on with this haul. Put that over here. Okay. First, for non-food items, I have a tower of cat food for my outside kitties that I feed. And I like to feed them extra food, especially now that it's so cold and we have a ton of snow out there. And label came off of one, but that's okay. Dove hand sanitizer. I'd never seen this before. And I thought I'd want to give it a try because it seems like it's more moisturizing on the skin. And my daughter and I are both getting some really bad dry skin because of all the hand sanitizer and hand washing that we've been doing this past year. On to the food. 2 containers of chicken broth, fat-free and less sodium. Whole wheat pitas for our Mediterranean breakfast pitas, which are really tasty. Almonds for snacking, which, as you can see, I've already cracked into. Hummus, also for the Mediterranean breakfast pitas. Bananas. Baby spinach. A cucumber. Oh, by the way, this is from Aldi's. A cucumber. Grated Parmesan cheese. A bag of frozen berries for smoothies. A bag of garlic and herb seasoned chicken breasts. These are really good. The only problem I have is that they don't clean the fat. I mean, I've never seen chicken breasts with that much fat hanging off them. Apparently, they just shove them in the bag after they're frozen. They don't bother cleaning them, and they have a lot of water in them. So one of the things I'm thinking about doing is no longer purchasing meat from the supermarkets. I'm probably going to start getting it from our local butcher, and then I can season the meat myself and freeze it on a cookie sheet and then put them in a bag. I don't need to spend extra money to buy it already pre-seasoned. That's something that can be done very simply at home. The chicken thighs, which I was told they didn't have, but they did, which is fine. Again, same thing. I mean, look at that. Contains up to 15% of water. Chicken broth and salt, ice glazed. So that means that these are not air chilled. These are chilled in water. 15% of it is water, and you're paying for water. Not happening. So next, these are from my local supermarket called Stop and Shop. Asparagus, because the asparagus that Aldi sells are really just so bad. I don't even want to bother getting them. I don't care if I have to pay more. At least I know these are better quality. They're thicker. The ones that Aldi sells are so thin and so rubbery that we won't eat them. Celery. Here's another fail. 2 giant heads of celery, when what I wanted was the little container, because this is only for one recipe and we're not big celery people in our house. I know that there are people out there that love celery. We just are not big celery eaters. So I wanted, they have for sale at the supermarket, a small container of already pre-chopped celery, which I knew we would have used. This is just gonna go in soup. The rest of this, unfortunately, is going to go bad because we don't eat celery in this house. We really don't. Parsley, basil leaves. Here's another Instacart fail. I wanted 1 head of locally grown garlic. This is a sack of 5 Chinese garlics. Never, 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 never buy Chinese garlic in this bag. Ask me why. Okay, I'll tell you why. Reason number one, you should never ever buy garlic grown in China. Chinese garlic is grown in sewer water. That's right, sewer water. That's number one. Reason number two, it's picked by people that are in jail. So it's sort of like a work detail for them. Not really the best thing, but it's sort of like a work detail. Another thing you should never buy is already pre-peeled garlic or chopped garlic. Why? Because 99.99% of the time, that garlic is Chinese garlic. So, we know that Chinese garlic is picked out of the fields by people who are in prison. What happens is they peel the garlic and they peel the garlic and they peel the garlic, and whatever it is that's in the garlic makes their nails fall out. So when that happens, they have no nails, so they can't peel the garlic anymore. Do you know how they peel it? They peel it with their mouths. Yes, they peel it with their mouths and their teeth. So how can you tell Chinese garlic? Very simple. Number one, they're in these little mesh bags. Number two, if you look at the garlic, it has no stem end. And you'll see, I'm not gonna open it. Okay. You'll see the garlic has no root end. In fact, it's sort of like a little concave area where the roots are. Whenever you see garlic like that, that is 100% of the time Chinese garlic. The roots have to be removed to prevent foodborne illnesses from entering this country. This is Chinese garlic. I am not going to be using it. It's going directly to the garbage. I don't want anything to do with anything that's grown in sewer water or is having slave labor used to pick it out of the field. And if I will never buy or use Chinese garlic. After I found that out, I completely stopped. So now I go to the supermarket, or when I order, I make sure that I buy one bulb. I never request these. I don't know why they sent it to me, but it's not getting used. No. Next, sliced almonds for the trout almondine. Oh, by the way, sorry about the rant, but there's certain things I just can't take. Salmon for the fettuccine and smoked salmon. Silk almond milk. Here is yet another fail. So I purchased 2 things of coffee creamer. I purchased this small one because I have some milk left in the fridge. It's about a half a container, and I ran out of coffee creamer. So I said, you know what? No point in getting 2 big ones. I'll just get a small one and a big one for the new container of milk. So that they sent me okay. The silk, clearly you could see on the receipt it says 64 ounces. That doesn't say 64 ounces there. They sent me a small 16-ounce one. Yet another Instacart fail. So please, Instacart, don't tell me that having your shoppers get my groceries would be the same as me going to the store, because it's absolutely not true. And finally, for dairy, the original, the one, the only, the Parmigiano Reggiano, which, by the way, do a taste test. Grate some of this and then try some of that, and you will see what the difference is and why I am more than willing to pay, what was this, $10.50 for this small block of cheese, because the difference is night and day. So thank you so much. This is what I got from Aldi's and Stop and Shop through Instacart. That's what I paid $133 for, if you can believe that. So this is absolutely terrible. And luckily, we just found out that my daughter has been, she's now in the age and health group to get the vaccine. As soon as that happens, I'm going to have to go back into the stores, because I can't deal with all these crazy prices. It's absolutely ridiculous. And you know what? Mama got bills to pay. Food is important, but you know what? I know for a fact that I would be paying a heck of a lot less if I went to the store to pick this stuff up myself. But there you have it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate your time. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you're new. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.